great Thanksgiving Day is just about to get a whole lot better.
Let's feast.
And right now, Chai, as Oregon gets the basketball first, and you see right away the movement in Coach Graves' offense.
Well, and they want to space you out. This is a team that will shoot threes, but they know how to get it inside and score, as evidenced by Che.
That is Che, the sophomore from Calgary, Alberta. You take a look now at the starting five, and a lot of familiar faces for this North Carolina team. They only have one newcomer on this club, Hodgson, the new starter, and here's a turnover trying to fuel Oregon. And they go inside right away. Success for Grace Van Slooten.
Van Slooten is just so dangerous when she gets the ball. She can obviously face, but the physicality, she's transitioned very, very quickly, just as a true freshman, and can bang with the best of them so far this season.
She's from Toledo, Ohio, and there is our first foul of the game. Lisa Jones, Katie Lukanich, and Infinity Robinson, our officials this afternoon. Middle of your screen, Tahina Paopao.
Just a dynamic playmaker. And
India Rogers is at the free throw line.
Going to the full court pressure just to slow down this offense of North Carolina.
And both teams coming in undefeated, and so far the Ducks have kept North Carolina off the score sheet. And the drive by Paopao, who
they're going to keep mixing up their defense, just trying to slow down North Carolina, make them think and look at what the defense is instead of just playing.
Che coming up with another rebound. Now they get it in and just missed it, but the free throw line.
And Pam, she's just elevated her game. Came off the bench. Offensive-minded Che really helped the Ducks so far here early in the season.
Yeah, she only averaged 4 points per game last year. Has elevated that. Much more asked of her now as she heads into the starting lineup. A rebound grabbed down by Anya Poole for a Carolina team that is looking for his first points, and Deja Kelly gets it. The defense that cut off the lane, and then the three-point attempt by the freshman Gray fell well short. Now Carolina fighting back, and it's must be a junior out of Rochester, Minnesota, and I know a player that you really like.
I just think she's so versatile and just...
Paopao just a little bit too strong. And the run continues. The three drained by Todd-Williams, and just like that, North Carolina gets its first lead of the game. An 8-0 run, and that drive on these two teams have met. They've met in back-to-back seasons, 2015 and 2016. The away team won both games. This is technically a neutral court. There's another Duck who can just affect the game in so many ways. Ustby gets it over to Kelly, pulls up, nails it.
Both teams, the ability to beat defenders off the bounce, that's forced rotations, and if the rotations haven't been there, as we just saw, they're knocking them down.
That's a terrific look. Ustby can't get it to go. And then Poole.
They are leading in the paint points. They've been able to get to the rim, and the bigs have finished really well.
Anya Poole, junior from Raleigh. Todd-Williams has it stripped away by Asai. And the finish.
Different level than the Stars, and that's not a knock. Coaches have different philosophies on that. But defensively, you saw Hansen keep a ball allowed on the offensive end, and then you just saw the rip away. That's the energy that this freshman class is bringing to the Ducks this season.
Ustby hit one on the other end. Number 2, according to ESPNW's rankings coming in. Kennedy Basham, another freshman unavailable. She's out with a knee injury. They hope to have her in January.
And that's the thing about freshmen. They can look great on paper as high school seniors, and you just don't know how they'll transition. But so far, they have been dynamic for Oregon.
Boy, a very, very important part of Oregon's offense, accounting for about 40% of their points. Poole with the last bucket, and another roll of the post. Kind of getting thrown into the fire. And producing, but she could not prevent scoring inside. And then the drive right to the basket.
Oh, wow. I mean, this young lady, that's what I'm saying. Just so explosive off the bounce. And sometimes you're not ready for that second punch from a team. And that's what Oregon has been doing all season long. They are. And North Carolina has them scouted well. But what I'm really impressed about with Oregon is they're taking what North Carolina is trying to take away and they're exploiting it. If they jump out to try to hedge, they've rejected screens. When they have been a step slow or they have over pursued, they've gone the different direction. And then screen on the ball action. It's always the weak side offensive player that needs.
Got to look at Pow and Asai over on the bench. Hodgson. First quarter, you talked about the Oregon freshmen in the open. How about combined? The Oregon freshman class, 7 of 8 for 15 points in the first quarter.
And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure how they would respond today. I knew the veterans like Rogers and Pow would, but I wasn't sure how the freshmen were, and they have risen to the occasion in the biggest way so far in this game.
India Rogers with that last basket for Oregon. Oregon unbeaten, coming in 4-0 on the season. This is by far their biggest test of the year. North Carolina in the top 10. First-ranked team that either club has played. Kelly.
That Van Sluten had the advantage, but just great team defense by North Carolina to recover.
Okay, asking for the ball. The double comes over quickly. Taps the bucket anyway. Getting opportunities with playing time and making the most of it this season. And Sluten, oh my. Countering on the other side. Key with the miss. And Sluten. Whoa! Which is her third school. Clemson and Georgia State before coming out west. Carolina's missed 4 straight shots until Kelly. Screen from Van Sluten. Good look for Rogers. Van Sluten gets the rebound and then give her an assist in the bucket.
Now, defensively, offensively, assists, rebounds. Reminds me a little bit of Sabrina Oniski.
Oh.
Not the playmaker yet. I'm not saying that by any means, but I'm just talking about so far her impact on a ball game.
Yes, doing all the things as you mentioned. The true freshman. She is the first freshman of the week in the Pac-12. Put up 20 against Northwestern. First freshman of the week in the Pac-12 this season, I should clarify. And look at that. And Sluten, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist today for Oregon, who now have a 11-point lead. Ustby. Van Sluten with the defense. Ustby still able to get the tough shot. Yeah, Ustby's going to grit it out. Left wide open. A little bit tall on the 3. Hosendove saves the possession. Pow.
When you have 2 fairly evenly matched teams, and so you can't give up second chance opportunities as we just saw, and you definitely have to take care of the ball.
Oregon with the distance here in the
basketball world, in my opinion, this weekend here in Portland.
Where else would you want to be? Football on Thanksgiving Day, that's so 20th century. It's basketball, right?
Look at you, hip, with the 20th century.
It's the 21st century, right?
Oh, my bad. There we go.
Oregon outscoring Carolina by 7 in this quarter to take the 10-point lead. And Poole given some space by Che. Now, shot over Che by Todd-Williams off the mark.
I would have loved to see Todd-Williams give Ustby the ball down low. She had the much smaller Rogers on her out of transition.
nailing it. Her 7th and 8th points of the game. Inside 2 minutes to go now in the first half. Poole left wide open and decided to pass it off this time. Left hand for Kelly. First road game at JMU, which was a good test, according to Courtney Banghart, but it took them a while to get going in that game.
Absolutely. Started slow, and I think the second quarter is a lot like the first quarter. Oregon jumps out quick. UNC stays with it, closes in. I'm eager to see, can they take the momentum into the locker room at half?
That will certainly help in the moment.
And that's an area of the game that Todd-Williams worked so hard on this offseason. Was much more of a pull-up jump shooter, get to the rim. Now add three-point shooter to her repertoire.
Powell left open, answers with the three of her own. Shot clock is off for the Heels.
Huge supporter of Courtney Banghart. Those two became very close. He welcomed her as soon as she stepped on campus. It's just great to see the Hall of Famer here to support Courtney and her team.
Yes, the men's team also playing across town in the Phil Knight tournaments that are going on. And that's a travel. Rogers. This is a North Carolina team that is also missing a redshirt freshman guard, Kayla McPherson, who did not play last year after ripping up a knee. Hurt her other knee this year. They're hoping to get her back, but she would certainly help in the ball handling and playmaking department.
I haven't seen the young lady play, but just watching her walk around yesterday, she looks like a dynamic athlete who could definitely set the table for this Tar Heel offense.
She was a McDonald's All-American. Waiting for McPherson to come back to shore up things for this North Carolina team, and they get into the thick of the ACC season. Shea, there you go. Can't stop that really, right, when she gets the ball that deep. Oregon 85, but again, this contest by far their toughest opponents so far in this young season. Reminder, we have Iowa State and Michigan State coming up when this game is over. Van Sluten. That's a bit of a mess. And then Kelly got it blocked by Powell. Great movement, Van Sluten. Oregon with the great defensive play on one end, turned it into a transition bucket. Kelly directing traffic. Poole tried to roll. Dish underneath and count it.
So then this is an interesting substitution by Courtney Banghart. I gotta believe it's because Che's been staying at home. She's putting Adams in because of her range. But can Oregon now exploit this when they have the ball on offense?
Adams at 6'3". Just rolling off the rim. Van Sluten too heavy on the putback attempt. Wide open, Hodgson. Here come the Heels.
It's a broken record every quarter. Oregon starts off strong, and then UNC battles back.
Turnover, Hodgson with numbers. And the aggressive drive to the basket by Todd-Williams.
I may still be coaching if I had Alyssa Ustby on my team.
Oregon trying to stop an 8-0 North Carolina run. That's a good choice. Powell lowers the shoulder. Had it dribble out. Shea frustrated. Is that foul on Adams? After that, you saw Powell very intelligently kind of turtle up. Shea, part of Team Lefty, does not. Shea, there's the defense again. Doesn't have to block a shot right to affect a shot.
Absolutely. And my message to every guard right now, especially in this event, Don't take that ball in there loosely. You got to take it up and power it up strong because the bigs are here to protect the rim.
Powell slowing it down a little bit, then they jump out on her. Che really wants the ball, but they go across the court to Van Sluten. And boy, Che was the more obvious target, but you're right, that was a terrific dish by Roger. 1 out of 2, Ustby. Streaking up court after getting the rebound.
I like that by Ustby, though. You know you're struggling to score in the half court, so try to get in transition.
The space from Che and knocked it down. 4-point advantage. Oregon is led by as many as a dozen in this game. Another whistle. Words of advice and a good old pat on the back. That goes a long way.
Absolutely. I mean, Che, in my opinion, is playing in terms of both ends of the floor and how impactful she's been.
Hurst. Kelly able to get it over the timeline with room to spare. Or time to spare. That shot off the mark, but cleaning up. Adams in there now, and Che out of the game, which will help North Carolina. Going behind the back. Todd-Williams, Ustby. Powell, wide open three. And now North Carolina can at least tie it. They've only led this game for 14 seconds. That was very early in the first quarter.
And second chance points. And most importantly, if you can get it out in transition, you don't have to worry about a half-court defense.
Yeah. 1 of 2 on that trip. I believe Ashley Jones is pretty darn good. We will see Ashley Jones play this afternoon. Some physicality again.
We're ready. We're fine.
So we get to see her next. Hansen picked up the foul. 2 more games for you tomorrow, and then championship and third place games we'll have for you on Sunday. So very busy. Ustby ends up in another foul. Ustby passes it brilliantly. Big scores for this North Carolina team. Both teams coming in unbeaten. North Carolina, as you see, number 8 in the country. Oregon at number 18. Both playing their first ranked opponents of the season. Cam Ward and Christy Thomas-Scuddy joining you. First of 2 games coming your way today. We got Iowa State, Michigan State coming up after this one. And that's it. Rather awkward for North Carolina. Kelly Graves. 1 out of 2. Ustby. Just off the back of the rim. Powell gets it and goes. Van Sluten on the right wing wanted it, but instead pops it out for the banked in 3.
It's like you're telepathic almost, reading our thoughts.
And Coach Banghart with so much confidence in Kelly, who was an all-ACC performer last year. Good roll to the basket. Hosedub comes in and delivers.
Her body to seal Kelly behind her so that she could present herself to the passer.
Extends the Oregon lead out to 5 after they trailed by 1 coming into this quarter, but leave it up to Ustby, who finishes so well with that left hand.
Well, I was about to say, this is the one quarter UNC can't allow Oregon to make a huge run to start the quarter again. They did it in the first, second, third. UNC responded each time, but here in the fourth, they need to keep this close.
3 ball. 3 coming in off the glass for Oregon. Now Powell. Going to take it all the way. Courtney back.
As we get down to the home stretch.
Yeah, Carolina led by 1 coming into this quarter, but it's an 11-2 Oregon run. They've hit all 4 of their shots to go up by 8.
And they switch the defense up yet again out of the timeout.
There's a good answer. Eva Hodgson, their second year at North Carolina after a couple of years at William & Mary. All-conference performer down there in the state of Virginia. Pow. Asai. Oh my.
He kicks it across to Asai. And as you said, oh my.
2 in a row for Hodgson. Leads down to 4. Pow had it blocked with authority by Pow to the free throw line. Boy, Oregon has not helped themselves. 1 out of 2 on that trip. Hodgson coming off a season-high 19 points at JMU and shooting the ball well again today. Ustby left open. You can't do that.
Low post player.
Good defense by Todd-Williams. Driving in momentarily. Oregon needs a shot. They get it. The freshman missed everything aside. Shea is going to check in at the next whistle for Oregon. The 6'8 player. Count it! Carolina back on top. And the 4-point play. Pow with the little floater. Ustby comes away with it. It's a 3-on-1 break. And then she finishes. Now a 16-5 run for North Carolina. Very unselfish. Shea getting it over in Portland. And Hodgson, who has 3 threes in this quarter.
And I can't say this enough. You hear the emotion from these young ladies.
Whitney Banghart talking with Deja Kelly right now as Hodgson gets it over to Asai. And now Che doesn't get the roll. Pow off the back rim. Ball stays with the Ducks, which the North Carolina fans were screaming for.
I think they wanted a foul, Pam.
Oh, foul. I looked over. Roy Williams was not jumping up. He's playing it cool.
Of course he is.
What a game. What a fourth quarter she has had. You do it again? Oh, they thought she was going to pull it. She didn't. Instead, gets it over to Adams, who delivers.
She knew she had her defender chasing, so she put it on the floor.
Okay. And it worked out well. She got an assist. There's a much-needed bucket for Rogers. Puts up the shot. That was a tough one. Ustby couldn't come down with it. Now Pow. Boy, bodies all over the place.
And give Oregon the possession back.
Good World Cup going on right now. It's a nice little back heel save to keep it on the floor. Shea with the rebound. Pow's turn to hit the deck, but she's okay. Wow. Big possession for Oregon. Down by 3. Pow for the tie. Just a little bit too strong. Kelly, huge rebound.
Well, Oregon still had us a foul to give. That's why they made the quick foul.
And there's the quick foul. She's 4 for 5 from the line today. It trailed by 12 in the first half, 11 in the third quarter. Boy, Hodgson, fire.
And Oregon needs to go quick here. 2-possession ball game. I don't want to see them settle for a 3. Get a shot off quick.
And that's a veteran move by Kelly. Kind of sold it a little bit. There definitely was contact. Ashley Jones in the Iowa State Cyclones taking on Michigan State. We remind you that we have more women's basketball, Iowa State, Michigan State coming up. We have some great star power here, and Get a chance to look at Ashley Jones, who decided to come back and use her last year of eligibility instead of going to the pros. Bucket by Pow Pow.
Big. The women also going to get a W here today, taking over the Tar Heel program.
And right now they're the only program in the U.S. in Division I that have both their men's and women's teams in the top 10, and they're feeling it. The folks over there in Carolina Blue, they're going to have a super happy Thanksgiving. Here's Deja Kelly.
This propels them to the championship game, which is rankings hold. You're going to say it's Iowa State. So again, when you start talking about Selection Sunday, this helps them out in a big way when it comes to seed.
Team that was down 11 in the second half.
We've got the defense of Michigan State. But if you love the three-pointers, beyond excited
be awesome
for this next matchup.
Yeah, there's so much talent. Not just Ashley Jones on that team. And then Ryan. Lexi Gonarski, who is another one of those gritty kids. And what a win for the Tar Heels of North Carolina.